The SRR room definitely told him to start. We see Solid Snake finally starting. ptoil is a couple seconds behind. We'll get it synced just shortly. For those who don't know, the Super Metroid Prodigy tournament is for anybody who has a Super Metroid any percent time, or any other category for that matter, of above 50 minutes. People trying to work their way down, try and get that sub 50, try and up their skills in the Super Metroid scene. And it's been a great tournament so far. We're in round 2 of Swiss. And ptoil versus Solid Snake's going to be a good race. ptoil, the last race, got something around like a 58, barely sub hour, or actually it may have been like an hour and 6 seconds. It was something very, very close. I know Solid Snake is still trying to get that sub hour themselves and be working really hard. You're going to see them damage themselves on Ridley here. It's either that or shoot Ridley like 100 times, and one's way faster than the other, so definitely ought to take that damage. You want to make sure you get hit by the tail. You see Solid Snake got hit by the little feeties of Ridley. Does less damage, and you don't want that. So ptoil actually going to grab a small lead here as a result by like about 3 or 4 seconds. Don't get hit by the Ridley feeties. You want to get hit by that big tail, the big thick tail. They're going to make their way out of Sari Station. There's some like micro optimizations you can do here, but for the most part, Sari Station time isn't really too important. See, that was a nice room by ptoil. Didn't get hit by any of the steam. And oh, the steam's hitting him now. So the whole goal is to try and get it, with about 40 seconds. He's at 41 from Solid Snake. ptoil got like a 38. So Solid Snake actually did gain some time there. Not too much time. Like I said, it doesn't matter too much. It's not that big a deal. But it's always interesting to see how everyone's Sari Station goes. So now we're getting into the meat and bones of it. Brinstar. Or Criteria, rather. The sort of the outer part of Zebes or Zebes, however you want to pronounce it, because really, who knows how to pronounce it? They're going to be making their way down to the bottom, grabbing the Zebeth. All right, we'll call it Zebeth. They're going to be making their way down the bottom, grabbing the morph ball, grabbing some missiles, and heading their way up. We'll see. I know Solid Snake had Moonwalk on, so I'll be curious to see if they do go for some Moonfalls. Moonfall is kind of an advanced strat. And the way it works is if you are moonwalking, which is if you're holding fire, the shoot button, and you walk backwards, Samus will do a little moonwalk. It's a setting you can turn on. And if you cancel that into jumping, into a spin jump, it'll your velocity doesn't have a cap anymore. So it looks like they tried for it. No luck there, but they're still going for it. Oh, that is a moonfall right there. There it is. So you see. They did gain some speed. There's a couple attempts. So at that point, it probably didn't really save any time, but it does look nice, and it's always fun to land. He did get the moonfall, though. That does help a little bit. ptoil still in the lead. Going to be grabbing the morph ball. So this part of the run is very, very simple. Like I said, it's grab morph ball, grab missiles, and then they're going to be making their way upwards towards Bomb Torizo. Bomb Torizo, the first boss of the run. It's like a mini boss, really, but there are ways that you can save time. You can skip a whole phase of the boss if you damage it with missiles. So we're going to see if both runners can get the optimal fight. ptoil with a nice little mock ball out of there. I'll talk more about mock balls in a little bit. It's a strat that lets you keep your running speed while in morph ball mode, and it does help save time here and there in small rooms. Just little micro optimizations and stuff like that. They're gonna be making their way to climb. Climb is always a tough part for some people. It can be one of the big hurdles of learning the run in terms of making it really fast. They have to get through this vertical shaft as quickly as possible, and so there's kind of two main methods that people do. This wall jump method that ptoil is doing is usually the one you see people do, but there's also a ledge grab method, which was kind of made famous by Behemoth, and is also in general, I would say, probably if you're pretty good at it, on average faster than the wall jump method, especially if you're not that confident in your wall jumps. Yeah, none of them fell in any pits. No pits of shame. You see Solid Snake, he's not really going for ledge grab method. He's just kind of jumping up slowly. That is also a good way to do it. You don't have to worry about how good your wall jumps are. You just have to make sure your platforming is decent. And the ledge grabs would make it just a little bit faster, just because the way ledge grabbing does is it gets you up on a platform a little bit faster. But if you're comfortable in this method, I think it's always important to do what you're most comfortable with. He definitely wants to get a health drop from something. He does not want to be at 84 health, because the amount of health you're at Bomb Chorizo directly affects the drops it will give you from its attack, where it shoots like a bunch of eggs, and we're going to be shooting this to hopefully get some missiles from it. And if you're not at full HP, there's a chance it doesn't give you missiles and gives you health instead. If you're at full HP, it'll always give you at least missiles. You see ptoil taking a hit, which is unfortunate. He's going to shoot 5 times, but you can see he got all health drops instead of the missiles. So he wants to shoot in increments of 5. Each shot does 20 damage. Got 1 set of missiles. 4, 5. All right. He's looking for more missiles. Yeah, he's 100 health away. So he's really committed to skipping that phase. Getting really bad drops. This is a good chance for Solid Snake to potentially catch up if he has a clean fight. But that was some really bad luck by ptoil. It's like I mentioned, it's really important that you have full HP. And you actually see Solid Snake here. He has started with 3 missiles. I think he may have farmed these bats on the way in. But he's at decent enough health. Still all health drops. Oops, all health drops from our boy Bomb Chorizo. ptoil going for what we call Alcatraz escape here. It's a set of wall jumps and then a morph at the end. Got it second try. It's always one of the first cool things to learn, and it does save a big chunk of time. Oh, he lost a missile at the door, so it didn't open. Yeah, if you miss the door with some missiles, you got to go back and grab some more. So he started the fight with some missiles, which kind of does help speed it up, but obviously having to go back and get missiles doesn't. See Solid Snake going for Alcatraz here. Alcatraz is not an easy trick when you're still new to the game. You saw him go for an attempt and then just say, you know what, let's just get this race going. I'm not going to spend too much time on Alcatraz. So that's the sort of intended way to get out of that area, is to bomb those things there. You see ptoil going to farm this. I don't know what you would call this. It's just this alien egg thing. But I guess just wants the health and definitely wants the missiles. 4 missiles is kind of spooky, but there is enough crabs that even if the first crab doesn't give a missile drop. Oh, is it a Kago? Is that what the Kagos are named after? So he's missing 1 missile. He's going to hopefully get it from these crabs. That's health. That's not what you want to see. There it is. So we got the 5 missiles. We got some health. So this is the first real mock ball that you'd see in a run. It's the only one that's really required. And the mock ball retains your running speed while in morph form, so you're able to sneak right under those falling pillars there, and you can pick up early super missiles. Normally, the intended way to get super missiles is to fight spore spawn, and that wastes a whole bunch of time that we don't got in this speedrun in life. So you see Solid Snake going for this mock ball. Solid Snake made up a lot of time on the fact that ptoil had to farm. Oh, and you can't do a mock ball when you're on already crumbling ground. You have to have solid ground to start with. It could be that ptoil wanted those extra missiles though, and is going to be exiting the room and going for the mock ball again. We'll see. Ooh, forgot to morph at the end. Had a good setup, but you have to hit morph as soon as you are about to hit the ground. It's a pretty lenient window. We see ptoil making their way through pink Brinstar. There it is. Solid Snake getting the mock ball. 3rd try. All right, there we go. And gonna be picking up some extra stuff here. I doubt the reserve tank, but it's possible, I guess. But there's 2 missile packs here. This is just for safety and comfort. If you're still getting used to the route, there's definitely some safety missile packs you can pick up. There's another one they can get there if they wanted. They'd have to bomb the wall twice and then shoot it. But they want the reserve tank, and then they want the extra missile pack. So just to make things as safe as possible. See ptoil making their way towards red Brinstar. Definitely going to be killing some cack attacks on the way to make sure they get the guaranteed super missile drops. Because they have to use a super to open this door. Oh, missed the shot. They might turn around and kill it. No, opting to just leave it as it is. I definitely recommend, even if you do miss that shot, to kill the cack attack anyway, because the extra super is always nice. but they're making their way down. Gonna be doing this jump here, and then they're probably gonna shoot this waiver. Yeah, so there's two ways you can really do that. You could shoot it and just not have to worry about it, or you can shoot it and then try and deboost off of the little droplets. And you see them ptoil going to pick up Spazer here. Spazer's a nice safety for your runners. Spazer, you know, ups the damage that your beam does, and it also makes your beam a little bit wider. So you can see they'll shoot there, and the beam is wide enough that it hits this block, and they're able to actually just jump straight into it. But the regular shot normally takes 3 shots to kill a cack attack. Spazer takes 2. If they got another beam upgrade, it would take, you know, just 1 shot. Each beam upgrade ups the damage that your beam does by, like, you know, 1 factor. So you see them, they're going to be doing a little sequence break here. You know, normally you need high jump boots to get here, but with a little wall jump off of that tiny wall there, they can make their way towards Kraid, and that's what we're going to see ptoil doing. Solid Snake still not that far behind. They're making their way down this dumb Green Bryn Star Shaft. It's a little tiny wall. And then this mini crate here will always drop a whole bunch of supers if you kill it. Nice deboost there to get towards the eye wall. They still have good enough health that they don't have to worry about any potential health bombs from Kraid. So you see them use that little bomb there. They're going to be going for the Kraid quick kill using the missile method. I'm still getting used to it myself. I'm not very good at it, but that is it puts yourself in a perfect position for it. That's the first part. Oh, but misses the second part. They still have a chance to make it up. Okay, so we're gonna get the little DLC. We're gonna get to see the rest of Kraid's story. Get the full arc. Understand what Kraid's motivations are. Why Kraid does what he does. Get to see his feat. That's why he does everything. Everyone wants to see that Kraid feat. Oh, getting a Kojak on that super. We're getting a kind of a tough fight. This is definitely still okay. They have enough health, and they're probably about 2 missiles, I would say, from death. Like 1 more missile should do it. Got him. I'm so sick. See me count that damage? It's almost like it's really easy to count. No supers. They got 1. They got 1 super. I imagine they'll probably kill the mini Kraid with 2 missiles. So they're gonna just have the 5 supers out right the gate. Solid Snake, you see shooting all the supers to get this window open, and it actually lets you, in lieu of having to wall jump off that tiny wall, you can actually just run and make the jump just like that. So good stuff from Solid Snake. Definitely needs to get supers now, but it gets 1 from the crab, which is actually kind of a rare drop, but definitely good stuff to them. Now they're gonna make their way towards Kraid. Alright, ptoil making their way. You see them morph like that? That's because if they take damage, if you're not morphed, you more than likely will get knocked back into the pit. If you morph ball as you're going up, in general you'll get knocked upwards with the damage. Nice little deboost from Solid Snake. They're gonna make their way into Kraid now. It looks like Solid Snake also going for the missile quick kill setup. There's two methods of quick killing. You can do a missile, or you can do a charge shot method. And charge shot method is generally it's slower, but it's I would say it's more consistent, just because with the missile quick kill setup, Kraid's arm doesn't stop flexing, always flexing on his haters. But with the charge setup, it freezes Kraid's arm into the spot where you shoot Kraid's mouth. So it's always a little bit more, I think, convenient if you're starting out to try and do like the charge method. We see Solid Snake kind of low on HP here. Definitely has a Spazer charge, which does help. But we're gonna have to worry about definitely some health situations here. I don't know how many supers they got. I know they hit with one super because that's what got Kraid to stand up in the first place. But 26 HP, kind of a little spooky. Kind of hoping for at least some HP from these flying little nails. See ptoil picking up high jump boots as well. Doing a good job in the Norfair section. There, we got some health. There it is. All right, so Kraid down for Solid Snake. Kind of a rough fight. ptoil now they're going to be making their way towards Bubble Mountain. Oh, missed the platform there. Definitely recommend jumping on platforms and not whiffing entirely, but you know, nice little jump there. If they kind of, does save a little bit of time in this room to sort of help optimize the situation. Have enough supers. They got the 2 supers and they got 1 more coming up, which they're going to need. Solid Snake going to be making their way out of Kraid now. Trying to deboost backwards. I respect it, and gets it the second time. Oh, ptoil went a little bit too far with the morph, and when you're underwater and under lava like that, you move a lot slower. So we're going to see ptoil here. We're going to kill this little waver flying around, just kind of in the way. And then needs to wall jump off the walls of Bubble Mountain and make sure that the King Cack attack up top doesn't knock him down. There we go. Oh, nice super drop from that waver too. So that's good luck right there. That actually gives them an extra super missiles. So hopefully their farming session doesn't actually take too long. Because usually on the way back from speed, you have to just do some light farming, but they're going to have an extra super, and they only need about 2 to 3 supers to feel really comfortable for the upcoming section. Alright, so speed booster pickup. Solid Snake getting that nice jump there. If they did a mock ball, that's actually the optimal way to get through that room. So they made the jump. It was really good timing. I love always making that jump. And now we get to see some speed booster action. Speed booster, probably one of my favorite items in the run. Just because there's so many cool things you can do with it. Solid Snake going to be getting ice super early right now, which is definitely up to runner preference. You can get ice in a couple different spots in the run, but if you do get ice this early, that's you do need to do a mock ball to do it. And you see a Solid Snake land it really easily. Well done to him. ptoil making their way to get wave beam right now. The Spazer is so fat it can't fit in this little hole. And without high jump boots, they're gonna have to do 1 wall jump and then morph instantly to get into this little area. There it is. So we're picking up the ice beam. ptoil will be picking up the ice beam either will be picking up later, either on the way out of Upper Norfair or on the way back in when they go and fight Ridley. With the Spazer combination, with the wave Spazer combination, I feel like if you're picking up Spazer, you should probably just pick up ice on the way back, the way out anyway, because you already have Spazer and wave, so you might as well. ptoil trying to get the jump out of the room, but no dice. Solid Snake taking the intended way out from ice. Doesn't feel comfortable doing the other method, which is fair enough. Now ptoil's done with Norfair. We'll see if ptoil picks up ice or not. Yeah, I agree. I think if you're picking up Spazer, you might as well pick up ice now. Spazer and ice are best friends. So you're going to see ptoil doing some wall jumps. They're heading towards that side, but this is how you would normally do it. Yeah, there we go. So they're going to be picking up ice. They don't have to do a mock ball because they already have speed booster, so they can actually just run through this. Nice morph from jumping through the door. If you jump into that room and instantly morph, you're able to get through that little hole right there. Very well done. Solid Snake just finishing up grabbing high jump boots. They're going to make their way towards speed booster and getting wave as well. And then they already have ice, so they'll be done after that. Oh, going for the mock ball on the way back? Okay. Looks like it could be good. Might not have enough speed. Oh, no, wait, we're good. We're good. Well done to ptoil. Some good stuff there. And now ptoil making their way up to wreck shit. Fight a spooky ghost boss. Solid Snake with no supers, but you only really need the super to open this door. The King Cack Attack, as I call him at the top, will always drop a super for you. And worst case scenario, if he does Kojak that super, he can leave the room and get it to respawn and kill the Cack Attack again. So he has as many supers as he needs. But we're going to see how Bubble Mountain goes. The nice thing about getting ice first is it does give you this ice staircase method, which is really nice and convenient. You don't have to worry about any wall jumps or speed situations. So it does make it a lot simpler. You see some people from the newer route. Oh, the Cack Attack super despawned, but like I said, if they can just get up there, they can respawn the room and then it'll be okay. Or you see him lining up now. He's gonna go for it. Oof, missed the wall jump. ptoil making their way up red tower right now. Yeah, Bubble Mountain's a pretty tough room, especially if you're not comfortable wall jumping. There we go. Gets the waiver in a nice position. Hoping that waiver drops the super, but no dice, so gonna have to leave and get back in the room, get that Cack Attack to come back. But well done to Snake. It's rough if you're not super comfortable with wall jumping. You'd think that, you know, if you're speedrunning Super Metroid, like, oh, you got to be good at wall jumping. And honestly, there's spots where it is where it's vaguely required, but you can definitely get through the route without having to be super good at wall jumping and needing to do crazy precise wall jumping here and there and stuff like that. Nice little D boost from ptoil to from the super power bomb room. And we're gonna see a power bomb drop here, and then the 2 super pickup from these Cack Attacks. So they're strapped on supers, which is exactly what you want. Yeah, if you don't have time to do full runs, you can still kind of learn in segments. I learned the speedrun slowly through high school. I just learned specific tricks here and there. I was like, I wonder if I can do this trick. And the nice thing about Super Metroid is that it is kind of like a Lego piece speedrun. You can learn tricks like small in a vacuum and then put it all together later on, and it does feel nice. We're gonna see a short charge here from ptoil. He's waiting for the block to respawn. If that block is not there, you have to do like a 3-tap short charge. There it is. Oh, okay. You're gonna have to spark instantly if you're gonna want this to work. Yeah, they may be going for the hero spark. If not, then you'd have to spark that low to begin with. They were going for a horizontal spark there. There we go. Just saying, forget it. Let's go. And the same thing here, just going for a short charge. It's okay that they fell in the water. Nice. They did it that high up. They want to hit that wall to conserve on HP. Every frame that you're shine sparking, you take a point of damage. So the longer the shine spark goes, the more damage you take. By shine sparking that high up, you hit the wall a little early, and then you're able to just land. And it's really good stuff. Solid Snake trying to make their way out of the wave room right now. They're going to be making their way towards Wreck Ship as well. I want to focus on ptoil here for a little bit, though, because the Phantoon fight is always one of the big important parts of the run. Alright, no little short charge attempt. That doesn't really save too much time. It also is just kind of swaggy. So Phantoon's an interesting boss. It's it's RNG based, which is why people tend to hate it. It's also a pretty dangerous boss. 165 HP on ptoil's side is pretty safe for someone with experience. But basically, Fantoon is only damageable when he opens his eye. And when he opens his eye is random. He has 3 different patterns you can do: slow, mid, or fast. A fast would be an instant open. That was a slow pattern right there. And you're going to see, now he's disappeared. He was technically able to be damaged when his eye was open. But ptoil just didn't want to mess with this. So he's going to wait for him to respawn and then shoot 2 missiles. Wait, shoot some more missiles. So basically, when Fantoon opens his eye, if he takes 300 damage too quickly, he'll just disappear instantly again. So that's why you see people shoot 2 missiles and then stagger their shots a bit, because they want to let that window of Fantoon being like, oh, I've taken 300 damage, let me disappear instantly again. So that's 2 missiles, stagger. See ptoil playing it really safe, just doing two missiles and then 3 missiles. It's 500 damage a pop. Fantoon has 3,000 HP, so right now he's got about 2,000 HP left. I definitely feel like having the there we go. This thing got some 600 damage in there. You can space it to get 600 damage total instead of 500. If you do 2 shots, and then 2 more shots spaced evenly apart. Oh, looking pretty rough for ptoil. There it is. There's a super to finish it off. So definitely was counting the health on Fantoon. Got pretty scary there by the end, but it worked out. They might not get health bombed from this, but yeah, they did get health bombed. It was like just on the cusp. I think if they had 45 or so, maybe they would have gotten some ammo. So having no ammo here is kind of rough, but they do have a power bomb, which is really nice. You just need 1 power bomb for the attic. And they're about to grab 5 more supers from the super pack, so they're gonna want more supers and hope for some ammo drops along the way. But they're gonna have 6 supers, 9 missiles, and 1 power bomb. And the 1 power bomb is definitely probably like the key part here, I would say. If they didn't have a power bomb, attic becomes a little bit more annoying. So we see a power bomb drop there. Shoot that guy, and then you use the fact that the power bomb is blowing everything up to use the iframes correctly. Those are really clean attic. I mean, it missed 2 guys with the spark, but otherwise it was just like a super clean. It was still really fast, much faster than most attics that I end up having to do. So ptoil is still looking pretty good. Definitely, I would say they want some. They're gonna need some power bombs. They're gonna need at least 2. But there are crabs on the way, and crabs have an extremely high chance of dropping power bombs. They're gonna be farming these guys. Definitely want some supers as well. The ammo situation is probably the thing that's most concerning ptoil right now. There's cack attacks that'll help him get some supers, but for bot wound, you're gonna want at least 6 supers. And to get to bot's wound, you have to use 1, so you want 7 at minimum. And we see Solid Snake now making their way up towards Wreck Ship. ptoil doing a little bowling. Call this a bowling room. This guy's ready to bowl you across the room. So let's see how Solid Snake's short charge game is here. These short charges to get to Wreck Ship aren't too bad. You actually don't even really need to do any of like the weird tapping methods or anything like that. What's interesting about how charging in this game works is that actually if you take a couple steps with Samus and then hit the run button, like you don't even have to do any weird tapping or anything like that. Ooh, that's gonna stop midair. Yep. So you can't die from a Shine Spark, but you can absolutely get too low in health. And there's gonna be a small high five here, high five from the runners. But it looks like Solid Snake might be heading back to the ship because they're just like, listen, this health is not nearly good enough. And they're definitely going to get a health refill. So I don't blame them. And it's definitely a good idea. Going into wreck ship with 29 HP, like they could have finished it up and gotten there, but it would have been way too scary. One power bomb for ptoil. And there's still a chance to get another power bomb on the way to Meridia, and definitely a lot of crabs in Meridia that have high power bomb drop rates. So I imagine these cack attacks are for sure gonna die. Yep, super. And then this room can be helpful for getting some health if you just kind of go through it slowly and kill stuff along the way. But they're just going through it slowly just to get through. They feel comfortable with their HP. Ooh, fell in the good old plant boy. If ptoil wants, there's one of these clinging guys here, which always drops a power bomb, and you could choose to shoot that guy. No, happy with the one power bomb. Ah, see, getting a recharge. So no need to farm if you're just going to a recharge station. It's fair enough. Solid Snake having some trouble getting the horizontal Shine Spark. It is not intuitive, I would say. It was actually one of the toughest things for me learning this run. It was just like, why can't I get a horizontal Shine Spark? I always get the vertical one. There we go. So Solid Snake, 1 Shine Spark out of 2 done. Just got to get the second one, but now they got plenty of health. And here we go, Solid Snake. Nice. Getting this Shine Spark just high enough to conserve on HP there, too. ptoil now inside of Meridia. Tried to get the cool jump into this room, but unfortunately blonked into the door. And now their spin jump's messed up. This fish at the top is going to mess them up. So they're going to shoot a bunch and then hit the door open. Yep. That fish is on a cycle, so if you get through the room fast enough, you can shoot the door and miss the fish. Opting not to kill that crab there. They're going to need 1 power bomb for this room coming up, which means they have to kill these crabs at the very least. Yeah, I think he just realized that he needs a power bomb. Gonna wall jump up here. And ptoil now gonna be on their way to Botswoon. Botswoon's a pretty simple boss. Just gotta hit it with supers and charge shots. Solid Snake now. At Phantoon, they did turn on just wave, so is it possible they're going for the X Factor? Oh, they got some. It looks like 2 particles hit. So each particle there does. Let's see. It does a good chunk. 2 particles is still pretty good to have hit. I don't know how much damage each particle does to Phantoon. I know if all 4 hit, it does 1150. So he has 1150 left. You see ptoil just going the safe route, not worrying about using super missiles for Botswoon. It's definitely because they want super missiles for Dragon, so they're just going to opt to shoot charge shots at Botswoon, and then Botswoon goes down. And we got some particles flying around. It's unfortunate when the particles miss Phantoon, because then you can't really clear out these flames. You just kind of have to hope that your little X Factor particle does. Oh, here's another one hitting him. Solid Snake running out of power bombs. I'd probably suggest starting to go with missiles from here on out and forego some X Factor stuff. There was a super right there for you, ptoil. It was right there. So you gotta pass up on a super like that and then farm for supers? How could you do that? That's fair enough, though. I appreciate it. Listen, I respect all decisions made by all runners. I wonder see if we get a small short charge here. No, they went for it. They definitely were hoping they got a charge, so at least go for a halfie, but... Snake's still alive, though. The Phantoon fight taking a while, but the boss fights are definitely one of the hardest things to optimize in Super Metroid. by far the easiest thing to do in this game is just like all the weird shine spark tricks and mock balls and stuff like that. The boss fights are honestly some of the biggest challenges in this run. Oh, went for a super. Was hoping he was close enough, but now we got him all mad. So if you do get Phantoon all mad like this, you definitely you need to pseudo screw attack like that. And Solid Snake has Moonwalk on, so there's that reserve tank coming into play. It's a smart pickup by them for sure. But you pseudo screw attack through it, but they had Moonwalk on, so if you try and do a pseudo screw and jump backwards with Moonwalk on, then you just get a regular spin jump, which is why they were getting hit by it. See ptoil here at Dragon. They're going to be using Shine Sparks to deal damage to Dragon on top of these super missiles. Finally, Solid Snake taking down Phantoon. Oh, very close. Dragon's probably about one Shine Spark away from death for ptoil. You see we got the goop. Oh, they got picked up. Dragon looking to pick up some Samuses right now. Oh, those are some sick drops for Solid Snake though. They got one super, 6 missiles. Dragon definitely so close to dead. At least probably at like under 500 HP left. No ammo though, so they're gonna have to get through this. Probably gonna get picked up again. Dragon picking up the Samus. She trying to smash. ptoil's short charge game really good right now though. There it is. So no blue sea or anything like that, but a clean enough Dragon. Definitely some scary moments there. Some bad luck with the charge. Definitely going for a spike suit though. I respect it. Now ptoil getting the space jump. Space jump is a lot of fun to use, both in the speedrun and casually, I would say. Solid Snake, let's see their attic strat right now. Dropping the power bomb, which is a really good way to open it up, and then just gonna opt to shoot everything with Ice Wave and Spazer. Just definitely smart. It's an extremely powerful beam combination, so it doesn't take too many shots. And Solid Snake definitely still on PB pace. You could tell because their timer is green. And their PB, I think, is like an hour 30, something like that, I believe they said. They're still looking for that sub-hour. And I would say they're definitely still on PB pace. ptoil are going to make their way through Meridia. Now, there is a bounty on Plasma Spark, but I wonder if ptoil is going to be the one to go for it. I know I've been practicing Plasma Spark a bunch. I want to see if any runners go for Plasma Spark. It saves 2 seconds. It's definitely not worth it to practice this when I could be practicing other things, but you know, I just want to know. I just gotta know. 118.48. Okay, yeah, they could definitely still PB. Oh, okay, that's not a Plasma Spark setup. So for Plasma Spark, the room is on one big cycle. You already have to be running into the room to really to get Plasma Spark. That fish is going to be blocking you every single time otherwise. So if you're running into the room and then trying to do a short charge, at that point you're doing some weird Plasma Spark setup that I don't know of. Could be possible. Not saying it's impossible, but it's definitely not the setup that everyone would be used to. So they're going to be picking up Plasma Beam here. Yeah, we saw ptoil go for a short charge there, so I was just curious. I wonder if they've practiced Plasma Spark, or they were just going for some different type of spark, which would still be okay. It would probably save some time depending on where you did the spark. Solid Snake making their way out of a wreck ship. Now they're going to be making their way towards Meridia. It wasn't going to get it anyway? Yeah. Plasma Spark's tough. It's definitely an extremely tough trick. Go down this big tube. And then they're going to be making their way towards Norfair. I think Solid Snake going for a Moonfall here. There's actually not really a Moonfall to do here. And didn't do the Powerbomb on the way up, so I got to do it on the way back. That's okay. See Solid Snake just farming for a little bit, just trying to get through this room cleanly. Here we're back in Brintstar now for ptoil, right next to the elevator to Norfair. And because they already have ice, they can take a different path to Ridley than you see some runners do who get late ice. So you're gonna see them probably head past to the save point and head through that area to get to Ridley, as opposed to going under where Ice Beam was and taking like the lower path and visiting Crocomire. Don't talk to me about Mother 3. Alright, so this is the entrance to Lower Norfair here. We're going to see what type of strat he does for the lava. Most people end up just charging. Oh, taking a hit from the fire. They do 50 damage a pop. Getting hit once is okay, though. Some people like to deboost off of the little flames, so it's just like ptoil deboosted, except there was no deboost part, just the D. They just got the D. It looks like Solid Snake's going to go for this extra pack of supers here. The crab supers, which is pretty smart. It's definitely a good safety to pick up. Having extra super missiles is always pretty smart. And we're going to see ptoil go for fast... no fast pillars. Definitely just want some speed going into the room. A clean pillars room. Let's see how they deal with the worst room in the game. Doesn't want to deal with it, just going to kill all the pirates. I definitely... I get that feeling a lot. Oh, gonna have to kill that guy though. There they go, there they go. Just dropping a powerbomb. Solid Snake in Meridia, just picking up some extra ammo. They might pick up the other pair of supers here and maybe the missiles using the Shine Spark. There we go. Solid Snake getting the wall jumps up there. All right. So they got the extra crab supers. They're not going to get the other supers there in Meridia. So they're just going to make their way to Botswoon, and I imagine they'll probably do the same thing that ptoil did, which is just use the charge shot and maybe some supers if they see a chance. ptoil avoiding the damage from that pirate up top. Very well done. See how they deal with these key hunters here. Oh, okay. Going to Firefleet. Are they going to pick up Firefleet E-Tank? Wouldn't be a bad idea. It gives you a lot of extra health for Ridley and definitely some extra safety for the key hunters. Going for an X Factor on Botswoon, it's pretty tough to time. And the particles miss. At this point, I would say going with supers is probably the best idea. So 5 E-Tank's going to be going into Ridley. Taking damage from key hunters, but when you got 5 E-Tanks, damage doesn't mean anything. There we go. Solid Snake taking down Botswoon with the rest of their supers. Very well done. Got some okay ammo drops. Ideally, probably would want more supers, but they can farm the little bugs in this sand pit here if they want to get all their supers back. ptoil with their last power bomb. No power bombs, a shame here. Not in this race. Going for a KO on the spikes. No dice. Ooh, unfortunately, Solid Snake missing the little spark kill on these guys. Just gonna farm him though. Definitely gonna want some extra supers. I feel like if you're picking up the crab super, you definitely want those supers for Dragon, and I don't disagree with Snake at all trying to pick up these supers. So 7 supers. I guess they feel comfortable with that. If they're good with their short charge game, they can definitely get some good stuff going. No halfy attempt, just sparking up to the top of the of that little duck there. It probably would still be faster than wall jumping, especially if you're not maybe super confident in your wall jumping. Just get the spark up there. Don't got to worry about it at all. Stuck in the sand pit right now. These, unfortunately, if you're not doing a halfy, you're gonna have to wall jump. ptoil on their way to Ridley right now, fighting Ridley. They have to hit Ridley with 20 charge shots. So we'll see what type of Ridley ptoil prefers. A lot of people prefer the pogo method. Yesterday we saw Melanax, or at least Sephi, say that Melanax prefers when Ridley swoops a lot. Pogo tends to be a little bit easier just because there's a long window where you don't have to take damage, but if you're used to how Ridley is swooping and you know what to look for, you can avoid damage just like Pito is doing right now excellently from these swoops. And with the 5 E-tanks taking a little bit of damage here and there, definitely not that big of that scary. So Ridley, I believe, is turned a little bit red, which means that it's within the last 10 charge shots needed to take him down. That tail flipping out like crazy. You're definitely close to Ridley dying. There we go. Ridley. Oh no, Ridley baiting me. I saw Ridley pick up Samus and I got excited, but it was the wrong type. I imagine now that's definitely more than 20. There it is. So let's see if they pick up the Ridley E-tank as well. So going with 6 E-tanks just for ultimate safety, which is definitely okay. In a race, you can never be too safe. Going for an X Factor here on Dragon, hoping some of these particles swing into it. Got 1 particle to hit, which is always good. Trying to get some more. The goop is going to block a lot of these, though. It's going to be a rough time for Solid Snake. Getting grabbed by the goop, and when Dragon's got her sights on you, I think she becomes invulnerable to your charge shots and stuff like that. So it can be pretty tough. Going for another X Factor here. The goop, like I said, is going to block a lot of this. So we're going to shoot some missiles, some supers. And we're getting a confirmation from the chat that Solid Snake did not save before Dragon. So looking at a potentially kind of scary situation here. That particle would have hit Dragon and is still flying around trying its best. But like I said, if you get picked up, Dragon doesn't care. Doesn't care about anything that's going on. So it looks like Pito is going for this short charge here. They definitely want to swag out on the speedball. And they get it. I respect it. I think that speedball is one of the coolest in the game. Solid Snake out of ammo now. Has to rely on charge shots. But Dragon definitely with the red enough stomach that, you know, it could be any one of these could be the next kill for him. So the nice part about the goop phase is if Dragon is far enough to the end of that little goop section and you do get hit by the goop, she still won't go and grab you. She just kind of goes on her merry way. All right, 15 HP, but there is some health left in the reserves. There it is. That's the last 60 HP is all we got to work with now. Solid Snake got to be very careful. Hoping that these missiles are going to be it. 20 HP. It's going to be a really scary situation. We're hoping for some goop to come so we can get a nice finish. There's some health there. Being in critical health definitely helps in that regard. You want to morph here. Otherwise, you're going to get hit. Oh. So if you're in critical condition there, you need to morph under and roll under Dragon. You can definitely avoid that type of damage, but Solid Snake really banking hard on the fact that that Dragon was going to die from those missiles and just kind of miscounted the damage. Solid Snake still opting to continue though. They unfortunately have to go all the way back to Fantoon because they don't have gravity right now. So that means they have to redo the Fantoon section. But looks like Solid Snake's gonna try and close it out still. You know, they still want a chance to finish. They want to do their due diligence, and I respect the hell out of that. ptoil finishing up with Norfair, going to be making their way towards the golden statue room. And we got the horizontal shine spark. So like I said, Solid Snake gonna have to redo some of these fights. Which means they gotta redo this shine spark section. ptoil with a clean escape right now towards the golden statue room. I wonder if ptoil has any feelings about this fish in this room coming up right here. Oh, we gonna hug? Oh, he dead. He dead. He killed him. Cold blood. He baited us all. He was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna wave to this fish, no problem. Me and this fish, we homies. Me and this fish, we best friends. Just kidding. Pranked, idiot. Dummy. Shouldn't have did that. Shouldn't have thought I was gonna be that friends with this fish. So I wonder if ptoil is gonna potentially go with a ship save here, or they're just gonna feel pretty confident. They're really good on supers, but just having 4 less heat tanks, there's a high chance that Metroids will just keep chucking health at them. Oh, no, just gonna skip it. Only 10 frames plasma spark? Dude, I'm only 5 frames off of you, dude. I learned the trick yesterday. You been doing plasma spark for how long, dude? I'm gonna get 15 frames before you know it, my guy. So we see Solid Snake here. They're going for Fantoon again. Definitely, they're still going with the X Factor setup. Yeah, didn't have the power bomb equipped to get the X Factor to come out. Some of these particles might hit, so it looked like one of them hit just there. Now ptoil are going to be making their way towards Torian. Torian's really straightforward. You just gotta hope that the drop situation is not ruthless. Sometimes you can get really bad luck with drops, but 7 supers are already going into it, and they have 20 regular missiles. So if they feel like they're not getting enough super drops, they can opt to kill the Metroids with 5 regular missiles instead of 1 super. And then worst case scenario, if they're like, well, I'm still not good on ammo, they can just refarm a room. Okay, still so far so good, and they're getting the extra health they need. Solid Snake's still fighting Fantoon, but they're still really healthy, and things definitely seem like they're going much more their way for this fight. No reserve having to be used yet. Oh, it looks like they angered him. Oh no, no super was shot. They're close though. Fantoon's close to dead. Oh, we got some Metroids. Got some Metroid action. Got to freeze them. All right, perfect. Completely strapped for this next area. All right, so no baby skip attempt from ptoil. They're just gonna take the damage from this little big hopper guy. Solid Snake in trouble. That reserve is still there though, and Fantoon's definitely very close to dead. 100 HP left in that Fantoon, but he's down. We living. ptoil gonna energy refill now. Maybe open the door while they're at it. Nah, opting not to. Really good ammo drops there for Solid Snake, but terrible health drops. But they didn't use a Shine Spark Addict strat before, so I think it's still gonna be okay for them. They're gonna hopefully get some more health drops from some of the other things, just so they can re-get the gravity suit, because you do need 90 HP to get through the spikes in the gravity suit room. And we're gonna see Zabitite skip here from ptoil. They're gonna save just in case. They want to make sure that there's no funny business. You know, it's very important that you don't miss with any ammo on phase 1 of Mother Brain. And then on phase 2, you have to make sure that your health never falls below 300. Because Rainbow Beam does 300. Well, are we going for the Shine Spark? Oh, it's looking like it. That looks clean so far. So we're going for a Shine Spark Zabitite skip. Which I always like seeing. Oof. Oh, forgot to hit down just a little bit too late. ptoil spending their time with this. I'm not sure if this is the only method they know how to do Zabitite skip, or if they're really just trying to clown on Sephi right now. Oh yeah, that was a bad start. Moctezuma's revenge. Might be kind of a tight setup for that. Oh, they got it again, but didn't hit down to store the spark. So ptoil are having a rough time with the Zabitite skip. There's a couple different ways you can do it. This is one of them. You can get a spark and then do a diagonal spark and then jump through the Zabitite. This one might be kind of rough. Yeah. It's a tight 3-tap. You can do it as a 4-tap if you tap the 4th one in this room. So they could do the other Zabitite skip just fine, but I really think they were just trying to swag out, I guess. Guess that was a super clean Zabitite skip otherwise. So I'm gonna kill these Rinkas. I definitely recommend killing them instead of just freezing them there like that. I actually don't like doing that. Oh, we Kojak, but we're okay. Solid Snake making their way towards gravity now. 1, 2, there we go. So they're gonna go bowling. They're gonna re-get the gravity suit. They're gonna make their way back towards Meridia. Now ptoil is gonna have to hit Mother Brain here with 20 charge shots. And they're gonna have to make sure they avoid any unnecessary damage from Mother Brain. Specifically, once you hit Mother Brain with enough charge shots, Mother Brain adds a new weapon to her repertoire. We call it Catch Up. Taking the damage from the things on the ground, not that bad. Doesn't do too much damage. And they do have, you know, 6 E-tanks. That's the thing we have to worry about. So he got hit by 1. He's very lucky he had those extra E-tanks because he's at just enough health. 318 health right now. Solid Snake trying to get some health. ptoil gonna finish up Mother Brain and then starting the escape sequence. ptoil still playing pretty well. Not a PB for them, unfortunately, but also there was some dicking around, killing a fish, and attempting a Shine Spark is advertised to get. Yeah, Snake's timer makes it look like he's 1 minute and 50 seconds into the run, and you'd be right. This is world record pace for Solid Snake. So clean escape so far for ptoil. Everything's going great. Some good wall jumps. Solid Snake reacquiring the crab supers. We'll see how this parlor goes for ptoil. Alright, and it's gonna look like... Oh, where are they going? Where are you going? What is happening? ptoil, why are you doing this? So ptoil finishing with an official SRL time of 1:03:51. I spoiled it a bit. I think they're gonna keep going for this. Oh, I see. They want the echo. 1:03:51 SRL time for ptoil. Got the echo entrance. Swagging out super hard. Good stuff to ptoil, and definitely still good stuff to Solid Snake. They're still continuing. They're on their way to Batoon right now. Yeah, the runner command apparently seems to be dead. Melonex in the chat kindly posting the Twitch channels for our two racers here, ptoil and Solid Snake 1982. Solid Snake, you can still see live right now if you want. We're still going to be covering the rest of his run. It doesn't look like it can PB anymore. They might still opt to try and finish it just for, you know, just because they can. If you can lava die, is KPRD faster than KPDR? No. It's not Borlax. Borlax is not my Twitch team. There's so much like misinformation about my name. So I'm entered in as Borlax, and then sometimes I get listed as Borlax in the commentary. So Solid Snake probably gonna farm some more big nerds here. That's what I'll call them. Ooh, nice supers from them. Being real kind on the super front. And they got an extra super set of supers. So they actually have a max of 20 supers they could have for Dragon. And now the hard part, which is escape this sand pit of death. And Shine sparking up. There we go. And we'll see how they do in here. We'll switch the audio over here so you can just hear what's going on for Solid Snake. Having a tough time with the sand. Controlling Samus in the sand is not fun. And then you gotta get these wall jumps, and then this wall jump is very position specific. Yeah, almost. Just a little bit lower. You gotta wall jump from. There it is. There it is. Oh, Brooke got a spin by accident. There it is. Got him. All right. So now. The rematch of the century, Solid Snake versus Dragon. We going and we doing it. I think this is pretty smart, actually. They're like, wait a minute, you know what? I died to Dragon before. Let's save. Not a bad idea. I think they definitely are very determined to finish this out if they're making a safety save there. I think no matter what, they want to finish this out and just see what type of time they can finish up with, which is like big props to Solid Snake, because he doesn't really have to do this. He could be like, yeah, I lost, I forfeit. But I really, really am happy that he's going for this. Yeah, the turret's juking him super hard. Alright, get one charge shot there on Dragon. With this type of strat, actually, some swoops are pretty well recommended. You're actually pretty okay with it. And now we're gonna unload with supers. We're starting with the regular missiles. Alright, we're giving a little appetizer. Getting grabbed. I definitely recommend If you're going to be shooting soups, you got to get that goop out of the way first. Yeah, there we go. Walk back a bit. Goop's done. Unload with supers. There we go. Dragon going down. Hella soups on deck. Hella soups inside of Dragon. Dragon is dead. Really clean fight that time from Solid Snake. Picking up some ammo. Mostly not necessary. Like the only thing you would ever really need from a Dragon drop would be health. And that's if you have blue suit, so you can do the reverse halfie. But you know, with no Shine Spark strats, it's not something you really have to worry about too much. And now we got the space jump, so Solid Snake will be making their way to get Plasma Beam, and then getting the heck out of Meridia. Fortunately, bonked on that wall there a little bit. It lowers your speed just a bit. Kind of want to keep your horizontal speed when you're space jumping back through this room. There we go. That's a nice horizontal speed to work with. Looking like they're trying to farm for some supers and stuff. Or maybe health. I'm not sure what they would be farming for. There's plenty of cack attacks coming up if they really want to farm. These guys will always drop supers. Oh, and skipping them entirely. There we go. So you're going to have 5 supers. Super's not super necessary for the next section. You need a couple for Lower Norfair, but even then it's just like... you don't really need that many. I think you need like 1. Yeah, super's not super necessary. That's what I said. I stand by it. That's the setup for Plasma Spark. No, it's not happening. Plasma Spark is super tight. That first jump has to be clean as heck. One of the hardest parts of Plasma Spark is charging the Shine Spark and then getting that first jump without Shine Sparking accidentally. And then your ledge grabs need to be super clean. It's definitely not it's a strat that looks a lot easier than it is. Once you see someone doing it, you're just like, that doesn't seem that bad. And then you learn it and you're like, oh, it's actually super tight. Like when you first learn it, you're hitting the Shine Spark with like a frame or two of lenience. And as you get better, you're hitting there in faster times, but it is not easy at all. So now we got the full beam combo here for Solid Snake. Plasma, wave, ice. Those are the beams. I'm real good at listing the beams, you guys. So we're gonna be heading out of Meridian now. He's got everything he needs. Definitely just gonna farm from these guys a little bit. Strapped on missiles. All that's left is Lower Norfair and Ridley. And we'll see how Solid Snake prepares for Ridley. I wonder if we might see the same thing that ptoil did. Pick up a Firefleet E-Tank. ptoil! ptoil cheering on Solid Snake. I'll describe it like that. The Peepo happy, cheering on Solid Snake, saying, "Go get him, champ." Let's see how clean of an entrance towards Lower Norfair Solid Snake can get. I believe the area, the path, Sephi called it was Frog Highway. I don't know why it's called that. Makes no sense to me. Where are the frogs at? Oh no, I guess he's going the lower route. Crocomire, waving a Crocomire. Frog Speedway, but there's no Speedway. Yo, don't make fun of Borlax, dude. Right, you don't know what type of Borlax can lift 10 Pokemon. You can't lift 10 Pokemon. Alright, just getting a small recharge. Not really necessary. They had basically full health, but we're still gonna be making our way. You never tried? Yeah, you don't have to because Borlax already got that covered. Getting hit by the flame. 50 damage. It's okay, though. And we're in Lower Norfair. So Lower Norfair always kind of a really rough section. You got to really make sure you don't take any unnecessary damage. So I imagine Solid Snake's going to be playing very careful through this section. Doesn't want to find themselves too low on HP before even getting to Ridley. Especially with the key hunters involved. Alright, looks like they're opening this door to do the spark for the pillars. Don't want to deal with the lava. Oh, unfortunately missed the short charge, so they're going to have to do the power bomb setup. There you go, avoiding the lava with the power bomb little hop there. Just taking some damage now. Overall, pretty clean room though. Alright, we'll see how they deal with the worst room in the game. I imagine we're going to see what ptoil did. Just kill everything in sight. Make sure it's not even a factor. Just take the time to kill them and then drop the power bomb and stuff like that, which is definitely a very safe way to go about it. There's fast ways to do this room where you can leave them alive and freeze one and stuff like that, but if you mess it up, you're kind of at the mercy of these flying pirates and stuff, and it could be a bad time. So I definitely respect playing it as safe as possible, making sure they don't lose too much health. And once again, killing that guy at the top. All good stuff from Solid Snake. Oh, unspinned by accident. It's gonna be okay though. See if they can make it above this pirate. They did just barely, into good stuff. Now we'll see if they pick up the Fire Flea E-Tank. If not, then we're just going to go straight down. Yeah, they're going for Fire Flea. Same thing ptoil did, and I think it was a good decision for ptoil. It's a good decision for Solid Snake. Definitely have as much HP and be as safe as possible going into the rest of the route. Oop, having some trouble getting out though, and now it's so dark. Where is everything? You can just barely see. All right, let's see what they go for with the key hunters. They opt to just kill him or run right by him. All right, just skipping by that guy, taking some damage from that guy, but not a big deal. Should be able to get by this dude. Just a little slow there. Going for the bomb setup here. It's actually not going to kill. Yeah, so if you want, when you do the bomb spread, if you want the bomb to blow up 2 of the platforms, there's actually that little platform up above. If you do the bomb spread from there up there, it'll it'll get rid of that platform. Yeah, no safety save. Feeling like he just needs the extra health. Doesn't need to safety save. No power bombs of shame here. Let's see what they do with these Kung Fu pirates. Probably gonna jump and shoot the charge shot. Yep. That guy deflected it though. He killed his friend. He said, "Get that out of here." There we go. Making their way to Ridley. Unfortunately, they got through that door really well, but then they broke out a spin by accident. That would have been actually a super sick way to enter that room, but really good on HP. Definitely good on the rest of the. You don't really need any ammo with 80% this route because you're just gonna be doing charge shots. But it's possible Solid Snake might feel more comfortable with shooting supers in some instances, just because it can sometimes be difficult when you're starting out to like get used to holding the button and jumping and shooting and stuff like that. You gotta like do like a claw method. Not everyone's super comfortable with it out the gate, but we'll see what they do. They're trying to do the swaggy get to charge shots to begin with. You got to be way higher up for that to really work, but still, so far so good. Haven't taken too much damage. Taken a couple hits here and there, but nothing too bad. Oh, they got the manip, but they didn't believe in it. Here comes a swoop. Jumped a little early. We're still okay though. Still got 379 plus a reserve. Solid Snake's still looking good. Some good shots. That would be 12, I believe. 15. So it's important to note that if you go under Ridley like that, and you want Ridley to turn around, you kind of need to jump upwards and get Ridley to turn around. If you don't jump upwards, there's a chance that Ridley still will turn around, but it is not super likely. Things getting pretty rough here. Solid Snake. Oh, Ridley looking real rough. I think he's dead, but unfortunately Ridley just running right into him. And that's a dot forfeit from Solid Snake. Ridley was definitely dead. They definitely did everything they needed to do, but sometimes even when Ridley's dead, Ridley strikes back. And that's real unfortunate. I really respect Solid Snake's attempt to finish that run out. It's unfortunate dying to Dragon and dying to Ridley. They definitely had the kill on Ridley. They definitely were doing okay. And it sucks. You know, Super Metroid can be really, really mean. They did everything correctly. But Ridley just needed to pick them up so that they died. I really got to give props to Solid Snake for sticking it out and attempting to finish even with a Dragon death. Good stuff to ptoil for the win. Thank you for that that wide people happy. Cheering on Solid Snake, letting everyone know it's having a good time in this tournament. Thank you so much to the runners. Thank you so much to Speed Gaming. Please give the runners a follow. Antinemy posted it in chat. Twitch.tv/ptoil. Twitch.tv/SolidSnake1982. I am Daniel RGT, and I'm looking forward to more Super Metroid Prodigy races in the future. So I really appreciate everyone watching, and I really appreciate everything y'all do. So have a good rest of the day. There's a race later today at 8 p.m. I don't know which channel that's going to be on, but there will be another one. And maybe Sephi has some insight into which channel that one will be on. But there will be another Prodigy tournament race later today at 8 p.m. And that would be... Who's racing then? Phoenix Down 23 versus Crunchy Lex. That's going to be at 8 p.m. So keep a lookout on the Speed Gaming channel. Speed Gaming 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It'll be on one of them, obviously. And have a great day, everybody. Speed Gaming 2. Awesome. Appreciate it. So it'll be on Speed Gaming 2 at 8 p.m. Peace out.